of their own. The students of literature choose their subjects. The students of public administration need to choose their subjects of their interest. So this is very important segment, that you need to choose subject. Another thing is that you have to prepare an outline. You need to prepare an outline. You need to construct an outline. So you should prepare an outline of 50, 40 or 60 topics. So outline is very important and should be comprehensive one. And then there is introduction. There is introduction. In introduction, I would like to suggest you start introduction with quotation or saying. So you need to memorize so many sayings and quotations of philosophers and scholars, and when you write an introduction, so start with quotation or saying. Introduction consists of two important parts. One is rhetoric questions. You need to raise 3 to 4 questions in order to open a discussion. Rhetoric question is very important. The second important thing, that is thesis statement. Or thesis statement, there might be 4 to 5 or 6 sentences. These sentences are about the subject. Again, thesis statement is also important regarding opening up the discussion or debate. The second part, that is explanation. The second part is explanation. Explanation is, as we know, that is a major part. The students open up their arms in explanation. It is debate. There are so many examples. You have facts and figures, you have detailed description about the topic or subject. But when we open up our arms in explanation, we should connect our explanation with introduction. So I am going to suggest you regarding explanation later on. And then the final part, that is conclusion. Final part is conclusion. So conclusion is very much concerned with explanation and introduction. Conclusion, the first thing in conclusion is the summary statement. Again, there are few sentences you have to refer. Summary statement, there are few sentences that will refer to thesis statement. That will refer to thesis statement. And the final one is clincher. This is the last sentence. Means you need to conclude your essay with the last sentence, that is clincher. Now these are the parts, but I would like to suggest you how to collect ideas from different sources. How to collect ideas from different sources. In the first place, I would like to suggest you that you must have translation of Holy Quran by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. It is very interesting translation and the balanced one. If you go through Holy Quran, when you go through the translation by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, that will give you the balanced expression. You come to know about ideas of Abdullah Yusuf Ali, the writer from Egypt. In the second place, I would like to suggest you need to study Bertrand Russell, where the famous book is The Conquest of Happiness. Now you should know, when you go through the conquest of happiness, when you go through the conquest of happiness, you come to know how Bertrand Russell is logical, reasoning, how he gives us reasons how to achieve satisfaction in life, how to achieve happiness in life. The ideas of Bertrand Russell are very important. You go through the conquest of happiness. Bertrand Russell is very interesting, impressive, and persuasive in his writing. He talks about fear. He is saying that fear is the main source of superstition, and fear is one of the sources of cruelty. To conquer fear is beginning of wisdom. He talks about love, knowledge at the same time. And then unpopular essays. Russell on religion and science. Russell on marriage and morality. The ideas of Russell, when you go through the ideas of Russell, you come to know how logically he is, how he brings logic and reasons, facts, while promoting his ideas. His ideas are thought-provoking. The second writer I would like to suggest, that is Will Durant. Will Durant, American philosopher and historian. So his ideas are also great. He's talking about great ideas, great minds. An invitation to philosophy. Whenever you go through his ideas, you come to know how reasonable he is. Because whenever you write an essay, you should know the examples from different background. Will Durant is also important. There is another writer, that is, he is John Dewey. John Dewey is, as we know that John Dewey is educationist, American educationist. He is talking about experience in education. He opens up his discussion regarding interaction, democracy, and continuity in education, keeping in view experience. So you need to go through the writers. And one of the important writers I would like to suggest is the book, it is An Outline History of English Literature. William Henry Hudson. William Henry Hudson. Though this book is about literature, writers, you can find how impressive, how persuasive Hudson is. You go through this book, you come to know the style of writing of Henry Hudson. So that will give you the raw material. That will give you the style, how impressive he is. And essay Tolerance by E.M. Foster. The world as I see it. The world as I see it by Einstein. Albert Einstein. When you go through the ideas of the writers, you come to know how motivating they are. E.M. Foster talks about love, hate, and tolerance. He is of the opinion that tolerance is the solution of all the problems. You must have tolerance. It is a negative virtue, but you need to continue it. At the same time, Albert Einstein, his ideas are also thought-provoking. Or these writers, the ideas of these writers, after going through these books, you come to know the style, how sentences are well structured, how ideas are thought-provoking. So there are many other writers you go through. If you want to give examples of different different sources, there are many other examples. You need to study, go through different essays. Or if you want to become imaginative by nature, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. You also need to go through Oscar Wilde. These writers, whenever you go through these writers, you come to know about them. You come to know how impressive and motivating their ideas are. You go through these writers also, and you will have many ideas, many thoughts. But I would like to suggest these writers, keeping in view the style of their writing. When you start A Tale of Two Cities, you come to know how impressive the beginning is. How impressive the beginning is by Charles Dickens, Tale of Two Cities. And the important thing is that you need to copy the style of these writers, their introduction, explanation, and the concluding remarks. But you should know all about simple, compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. Compound complex sentences. If you have command of English, if you know about these types of sentences, keeping in view the structure, you will be a good essayist. Now today I have given you a few suggestions, and I will continue to give you more suggestions. Thank you.